Irish Media Network. We entertain.
I'm Marvin, and you're very welcome to the Decades of Dance Music Quiz, where we're going to test the contestants' knowledge of music history from the last 10 decades, last 100 years. No one said it was going to be easy, so you're all going to be up against it tonight. You're tuned to the Irish Media Network via YouTube, and let me introduce you to our three contestants tonight. First up, we have Graham Cruz. Graham is a one-man army, basically. He's also got he's a man you want to go to war with. He's also got a punch on for trainers. One of his brand, Sports Militia, is a hyper surreal art project, where he cuts up trainers and turns them into clothes and masks. He's also a very well-known, respected stylist who's worked with Mel C, Lizzo, Ava Max, and a shit ton of other famous models, top drawer music people, and a fashion conscious around the globe. He's also an extremely good cook and bake some of the best cakes that look like fast food. I could go on. He makes music videos that are top quality. I'm sure he could cure the world of coronavirus if the leaders would let him. Maybe not. But so Graham, how you doing, man? You all right?
I'm very good. Thank you very much.
What's happening in the background there?
There's a Victoria sponge on its way into the oven. I think it's in the oven. That's
nice, man.
What's going on here?
How you getting on in the lockdown? You all good?
Yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I'm very happy to chill out and do nothing. It's great.
Good lad. And then we've also got Darren Rice, also known as Ricer. Are you a Wexford man or a Waterford man? You're a Wexford man.
Wexford man with a transplant to Waterford for work.
Radio. Wexford man, DJ, main stage radio show host on Beat 102 to 103 FM. He's also a keen photographer and sneaker collector who's recently had a shot published on Complex magazine. Yeah. Hanging out of a helicopter.
That's the only way to do it, bro. Broke the internet that day. Complex grabbed me, front page of Reddit. I broke the internet that day. It's like Kim Kardashian's arse on the magazine thing that time. Load of Yanks freaking out at me, giving out to me, going, "Man, you should be social distancing. This is not a time to be hanging out of helicopters." Like, bro, we shot 3 weeks ago. Relax. Go polish your gun or something. You'll be grand.
So, people thought it was fake. I don't know why they thought it was fake. I guess people believe everything's fake nowadays.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Like, just sit in a helicopter, turn sideways, hang your feet out, and snap a shoe selfie, as it's called, going over the Empire State and Statue of Liberty.
As you do. Like that was an Uber, was it? Was it an Uber?
No, this crowd was a Fly NY on in the States, and you can do these open door helicopter things. They're legally not supposed to be doing them anymore because they had a crash a couple of years back. But now they take off from New Jersey instead of Manhattan, so they're circumventing the rules. There's a bit of a loophole there, I believe. But yeah, look, 10 out of 10, we'll do it again, 100%.
I'm just not a fan of helicopters, man. I have a massive mental block when it comes to helicopters. I think there's a reason I should never go on a helicopter, and it's the universe telling me just don't do it, man.
Okay, I'm never doing it with you anyway, by the sounds of it. That much karma, you know what I mean? I'm not playing that Kobe Bryant game with you. No, good luck.
Oh, no, man.
No way, bro.
So you're coming from the radio station right there. Are you in Beat right now?
Southeast Ireland, man, in Waterford. Ghost town these days. Is what it's looking like on lockdown. Like, everybody seems to be observing what's going on. I'm on the radio still every afternoon, 4 to 7, working from the bed in the morning. I'm living the dream, man. It's deadly. I get to work from bed, come over, do my radio show live. But it's kind of like being Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. Only instead of broadcasting to like Vietnam, you're broadcasting to like the apocalypse. You know what I mean? Everybody's listening. Like, it's so mad. Everyone's so tuned in. You're giving away like competitions or money or whatever. Whereas before, the texts are like double or treble what they would normally be because everyone's just sat there listening. And it's a beautiful thing because, radio, as you know, the Irish have a really strong relationship with radio, and everyone just seems to kind of trust it in terms of getting their information from it. So, yeah, it's a good thing.
Cool, brother. Cool. Right, and finally, final guest here is Dance System, aka Elvis 1990. First popped onto my radar in 2008. Since gone on to drop some of the funkiest, in-your-face, wobbly dance music on the planet right now. Worked with labels like Night Slugs, Mad Decent, Clone Records, one of my favorites, Sound Pellegrino, Island Records, to name but a few. His latest incarnation is Dance System, and it's shit hot Jack and House music with proper funk. Classic rave aesthetics. We absolutely love it, man. He's also a shit hot DJ who loves drum and bass from 2001. Where are you Where are you and how you doing?
I'm in Rome. Can't you tell by the column here?
Has there
Yeah,
been a
I'm
basil on the top there, is there?
Yeah. My girlfriend's put that up there.
Oh,
Yeah, I moved here literally just before this all kicked off. So got settled in the new house, was kind of doing a quarantine in the new apartment. And then it all kicked off. And I've been here for almost 4 weeks now.
wow, man. Cocooned.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's my natural habitat, really, just being at home making tunes and stuff, you know.
studio vibes. I think everyone
Exactly.
on the show tonight is proper studio vibes as well, you know. So have you been making many tunes since you've been in lockdown, or have you been chilling?
Yeah, so much stuff. Yeah, I managed to get one signed already.
Wow.
Lockdown track, yeah. So a remix of Gigi D'Agostino's Blah Blah Blah.
Ah,
Do you remember that tune?
yeah.
Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah, yeah.
stop it up.
Exactly.
That's an animal.
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, that's I did Annie Mac play that on a radio show.
So yeah, I sent it in to Annie. She played it on her Friday show, and then she decided she wanted to make it her tune of the week the following week on her drive time show. So it all started kicking off.
That deserves a little round of applause there, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good man. Good man.
Checkbook's being fired at you.
Yeah.
So the final member of this evening's, I want to point this way, but I have to point that way, is our quiz wizard, aka Owen Long. Owen is going to be, he's the man with the knowledge, the man behind decades of dance, and he's going to be hitting us with the answers and taking score. Owen, do you want to let us know how the competition quiz runs? How do you go about it?
Indeed. Thanks very much, Arvine. Welcome, everybody. For everybody playing at home who hasn't watched it yet, we've got 3 contestants. Those 3 contestants are all going to be asked 10 questions. The 10 questions are going to come from the last 100 years of music, from various genres, disciplines. So myself and Arvine have kind of tailor-made the questions for each individual guests that we have. So you can play along at home. Anybody who wants to play along at home, you can just leave your answers in the comments on either Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching us. We'll be monitoring those live and keeping scores and announcing a winner at the end. And the contestants, as they give their answers, again, nobody will know. We'll keep the answers till the very end, and then myself and Arvine will run through. So again, we got 10 questions. The guys are going to have to text in their answers to me on WhatsApp so we can have the answers coming through, and we will read out the answers at the end of the episode. Back to you, Arvine.
Right, before we start, I want to know what you guys are drinking tonight and what you've been consuming on the liquid front.
I mean,
Dance
I've
system
got a
first.
Campari Spritz.
Very nice Italian stallion vibes.
Of course.
Mr. Cruz.
Rum and cherry coke.
Ooh. Mr. Rice.
Double tea bag, 3 sugars, cups of tea.
You love a good tea bag, sir, don't you?
Oh, stop, man.
Well, I'm on the gin here. It's just straight gin. As
Oh,
you can
Lord.
See. It's straight. Yeah. It's not water.
You rockster.
Rotten. Owen, are you partaking in the liquid refreshment tonight?
I am indeed. I've got myself a vodka and lemonade here. So
Very good. Okay, cool. Right, lads. So you've heard the rules. You know what you're doing. So let's kick off with the first question. Episode 3, question number 1. What was the iconic club Omen? Where was the iconic club Omen situated, and who was the resident DJ? Where was the iconic dance club, the Omen, situated, and who was its resident DJ?
we've got dance system already typing away. There comes Graham as well, and Darren's in.
I think that the person who the resident DJ was did a track about the club.
You could also call him one of the most iconic names in techno music.
He's a great man for a party. How are we getting on, guys?
Now, we got answers in here.
Haven't
Okay.
a fucking clue.
Okay, we've got answers in here from everybody.
Okay,
So,
sweet.
answers are all in.
Question 2. Carl Cox's iconic residency at Space nightclub in Ibiza lasted from what year until what year? Carl Cox's iconic residency at Space nightclub in Ibiza lasted from what year until which year? It's not an easy one. That's
Oh, Darren Rice is in.
Darren's looking quite.
I don't know.
I should be
I
a very confident man there with that
have a
answer.
good idea, but I'm not sure.
I mean, the closing part, it was spectacular. I think, like the way it was like streamed online. I think it was quite.
Himself.
I was actually at that as well.
You were there, yeah. I mean, it
Like
was
the
just
10 hours
everywhere,
there.
wasn't it? It was like the whole world just what was watching it. You know.
So we've got Graham is in.
It's easy for me to get mine in fast when you're just making shit up.
Okay, Arvine, all the answers are in. You can move on
Okay.
to the next round.
Question number 3. The Roland 303/808 and Akai samplers were all released in which decade? The Roland 303, which is the classic acid machine, and the 808, which is a classic beat machine, drum
Dance
machine.
system in with an answer.
And the Akai samplers were all released in which decade? Definitely the decade that changed music for a lot of us.
Graham in with his answer.
So the Roland 303 and the Roland 808 and Akai samplers were released in which decade? Akai samplers used to cost an absolute fortune back in the day too.
Answers are all in, Arvine.
Answers are all in. Okay, so question number 4. Daft Punk was playing at whose house? Daft Punk was playing at whose house?
Dance system's in. Darren's in. Graham is in.
All weekend.
Hang on a second.
They played there all weekend.
Are we going to play the proper title or the people who produced the title of the thing?
No, you're right, Darren. That's
Okay.
all I'll say.
Yeah, okay.
Am I right?
Whose house? Right, you're always right, mate. You're never wrong.
Am I right?
Remember that. You were never wrong, brother. Never wrong.
All answers are in, Arvine. Round 4
Okay.
complete.
Okay, round 4 complete. We're at the midway points here. What year? This is a tough question. What year was the internet launched to the public?
Wait, what?
What year was the internet launched to the public?
It's not a million years ago.
It's probably less than a million years, but
Darren's pretty close.
That means I'm not right. Don't be telling me that. I'm going to go back and change it. No, I didn't mean that.
what year was the internet released? What year was the internet launched to the public? We're not talking about the band, the internet as well, Darren. We're talking about the internet. The internet. The actual internet. The internet. What year was the internet launched to the public? It's a tough one, man.
I'm sure there's plenty of people sitting at home watching going, I know that.
Telling you, let me just have a little look in the comment section. See
Oh, Graham.
Ooh.
Elaine.
Ooh.
Elaine.
I possibly got one right. Thank God.
The questions are all in.
Okay, sweet. So, question number 6. What genre of music is George Clinton synonymous with? What genre of music is George Clinton synonymous with?
Darren's in. Graham is in. And it's a clean sweep across the board for those ones. All answers are in for that.
The answer to that is blues. No, anyway. Okay, next question. When was the Technics 1210 turntable released? Easy question, man. When was the Technics 1210 turntable released? I'm going to give you a little hand. It's older than me. Don't know if that helps you.
You got to think along the lines of when did hip hop start? It was the exact same year as
When did
hip
hip
hop
hop start?
would have started. So if you've been watching any of the Netflix series or anything like that, trace your mind back to when that first originally started.
When was the Technics 1210 turntable released? When was the Technics 1210, not the 1200, the 1210 turntable released?
That's why I got it wrong. If I got it wrong.
Answers are in.
Shit.
So all the answers are in for that one, Arvin.
Next question is a really difficult question. So this is question number 8. What was Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008 called? What was Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008 called? The answer is in the question. What was Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008 called?
It's the start of his career. What was his first big hit? It would have been acceptable in what decade?
None.
Darren is in.
Unacceptable. What was Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008 called?
That'll do. That'll do. I'd get a point for that.
Yeah, you
You
just
did
get a
indeed.
point anyway, Graham.
Yeah.
Just like we talked about. Perfect.
I have to say, Graham makes some of the most amazing cakes you've ever had in your life. Like, the man is just like, I don't know how he does it. He's just like the guru.
It's not me doing the Victoria Sponge tonight, though. Can't take any credit for that.
It's probably going to be Megan in that case.
Well, you know you're going to be in trouble for that.
CrossFit boyfriend's going to actually be throw a weight through my window any minute now. Just expecting to put up. Okay, we've got 2 more questions to go. So, question number 9. Where does the name for Berghain nightclub come from, and when was it opened? Where does the name for Berghain nightclub come from, and when was it opened? Where does the name for Berghain nightclub come from, and when was it opened?
We'll even take the decade for this one. Doesn't have to be exact year.
Okay.
It's not the 70s, just so you know.
Darren is in.
I'm praying there's a lot of technicalities and loopholes based in the judging here on this.
Of course,
There
there
is.
is.
We're going to be pretty generous.
If you can provide cake, there's you can win.
Got drinks.
So all the answers are in
not.
for that one, Arvin.
Right, okay, final question. Name one of 2 artists involved in the hit song Despacio.
Despacito.
Despacito.
It's like one of the biggest songs of the last 10 years.
And you get extra points if you name,
I was wondering.
Danny named 2 in the Gazpacho.
No, name either one of the 2 people who were involved in the hit song Despacito.
Despacito.
But the producers or
Despacito.
people
Yeah,
that featured on
Darren's
it.
in, and he's all right.
Name one of the 2 artists involved in the hit song Despacito. So the artist, the actual artists, not the producer.
John Systems in.
You know, you just know you're writing something wrong, but you better write it just to
I mean, just go with the
speed
flow.
things
bro.
along. Just go with it.
Name one of the 2 artists involved in the hit song
100%.
Despacito, not Despacio. That was Solwax and James Murphy. Despacio. Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Gazpacho is like a soup from Spain. Okay, we've got all the answers in. Amazing. Right.
We have indeed.
Okay, so I'm gonna like run through them really quickly, just have a quick stab at them. Because I don't actually have the answers. I just have the questions, just so you know, right? So what city was the iconic club Omen situated in, and who was the resident DJ? I'm going to say Frankfurt and Sven Vath. And Carl Cox's iconic residency at Space Nightclub in Ibiza lasted from what year until which year? So I'm saying probably about 2000 to 2016, as far as I know. The Roland 303, 808, and Akai samplers were released in which decade? The 80s. Daft Punk was playing at whose house? LCD Sound System's house. What year was the internet launched to the public? 1984. It seems like it probably could have been the 1984, and definitely not the 70s. What genre of music is George Clinton synonymous with? Funk, obviously. When was the Technics 1210 turntable released? Probably 1975. What was Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008? Acceptable in the 80s? Where does the name for Berghain nightclub come from, and when was it opened? I have no fucking idea what the answer to that question is. So I'm set probably in the 2000s. Name one of two artists involved in the hit song Dispatchio, Soulwax, and LCD Sound System. No, it's not. I have no idea what the answer to that question is too. And that's it. So how are we doing here on?
Arvine, you would have got 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm fucked then.
we've got a tie on tonight's episode. We're going to have to go to a break tie question.
Ooh. Corona. Over the Corona cough there.
Social distancing. So both guys, these are both on 6. Both Darren and Dance System both were on 6.
Yes. This has never quite happened before.
I'm going to run through the answers with you quickly before we do our tiebreaker question, okay? So what city was the iconic club Omen situated, and who was the resident DJ? So again, any techno head, especially any European techno head, is going to know that it's Frankfurt and Sven Vath. So you were right with that, Arvine. Carl Cox's iconic residency at Space Nightclub in Ibiza lasted from what year until what year? It was 2001 to 2006. So Dance System, you actually got that right on the money, mate.
Wow.
Pardon?
Wait, no.
No, 2001 to 2016. It was 15 years.
Yeah, you said 2006 there. So it was like 5 years now.
Yeah. So Roland 303, 808, and Akai samplers were all released in which decade? It was the 1980s. The Roland 303 and 808 came out in 1980, and the Akai sampler came out in 1986. The 80s is actually generally referred to as the decade of electronics when people talk about the history of music. So Daft Punk was playing at whose house? It was, of course, LCD Sound System from the hit song Daft Punk Are Playing at My House. What year was the internet launched to the public? It was 1989. So again, that was a tough enough question. I didn't expect most people to get that one, but again, everybody can learn a bit. There was no way it was from the 70s or the 90s. So again, 1989 is when the public got to start using the internet. What genre of music is George Clinton synonymous with? Funk music. Again, everybody got that across the board. One of the most sampled artists in the history of music, is responsible for a huge evolution in funk music after taking up the mantle from James Brown. When was the Technics 12 turntable released? So if you hadn't been paying attention to episode 1, I gave the answer to this question in that episode, because when we asked who were the holy trinity of hip-hop, we said it originated from the release of the Technics 12 turntable in 1972. After the street riots, they managed to break into a lot of electronic stores and get their hands on a lot of turntables and decks, and kind of that was the birth of hip-hop there. Calvin Harris's first hit song in 2008, well, if acceptable in the 80s, I think is a pretty easy enough one to get. It's where does the name from Berghain nightclub come from, and when was it opened? Again, everybody's kind of got, 2 people have gotten this right, but the actual name itself comes from the 2 surrounding areas around the old factory combined. So there's 2 different areas. So
technically, I got that right saying German.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Technically, now I got that right. I said it.
So the guys, Darren and Dance System, both were in around correct with that, except Darren, it wasn't in the 90s, it was in 2004. So Dance System, you got that one right. And then name 2 of the artists involved in the hit song.
I'm with the naughties. Naughties, not 90s.
Oh, sorry, I have you down as correct here. Yeah, no, you are down as a tick for this.
Crap you. Give me 10 points.
Name one of the 2 artists involved in the hit song Despacito. So again, one of the hit songs, not everybody's going to know, but I would have taken Louis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee, or Justin Bieber. So again, everybody bar Graham got the points on that one. So
Are you
with
sure it wasn't Santana? Are you sure?
With the
I
alternative.
had to check
points
my
is-
records to be sure. Okay, so we've got a tiebreaker question. And I'm trying to pick something that's going to be difficult enough for you. We've got a huge library of questions to be choosing from. So, okay. What genre was the precursor to disco music? So, what genre of music did disco come from? And it needs to be precise for the answer. There's an evolutionary period in all of music, and disco was an evolution of what genre of music? Darren, he's in there. Oh, so we have a winner. I'm gonna be nice to you, Darren. It's actually Philly soul, but I'm gonna give you the points on soul. Dance System, you came back with funk, which is incorrect. So, Darren, you are the winner of this week, today's episode.
Well done, mate.
Thank you. Jesus, that was blessed. Killing me, team. Oh,
Well
Man.
done, lads. Well done.
was
Thanks for
brilliant.
taking part in the whole thing, man. What do you have to say, Darren?
No worries.
tough, man. They were so tough compared to the last round. So tough that was.
Well, you're
Yeah.
a tough set of characters, you know. We just thought we might have to challenge you.
Well, one of the things as well, we want to test everybody. We now know that this was a really tough episode. So it's
Yeah.
going to be good to see the viewers at home what everybody's answers were, because a good couple of people are getting right answers for them. So it'll be interesting to see the level of knowledge and how hard the quiz needs to be for everybody to enjoy it at home. But thanks very much for taking part.
Much easier if
No
you want me
worries.
to come back.
We'll get you back.
Much easier. Much easier. Then I'm in.
Yeah, totally, man. Well, listen, guys. Thanks so much for coming on board and being part of it. I hope it made a few people laugh out there. It made me laugh, certainly. Dispatchio. Don't know if we're going to live that one down for a while.
There's
But
a few
listen,
comments in already on that.
I'm waiting for the text. I don't want to look at my phone because I know I'm getting stick from a lot of people. But listen, thanks a million for taking part. Sending
No
love
worries.
to all you and your loved ones, and take care and look after yourselves. And we'll speak to you very soon. Good night.
You too, bro.
See you later.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Bye.
mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice one, lads.
Irish Media Network. We entertain.